Marcos, here.
Who made the decision to excuse violence? I mean, like, that's like...
She stopped the screen so you could
Yes.
Did she hit you?
Yes.
She almost hit me.
She didn't hit you though.
Oh, okay. Here, like that. Like,
Well,
you want me to
you
get
pulled out.
really
No,
close?
you pulled
You want me to
out.
get really
Did
close?
you guys see that shit?
Some of the
Really?
people
Did you
who
guys see that
saw
shit?
Oh, wow.
That's it.
No. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
He almost striked Alyssa.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's
you just
exactly
did
what
exactly
happened.
Respect all of us by respecting the process.
Bullshit.
You're interrupting me my 1
If there's
minute.
a group of people here that don't want Patty here, can we just do twinkle fingers and ask Patty to leave, and then we can move on and keep doing this?
Well,
like,
Alyssa would have to also leave too.
I mean,
And
you
back.
have to actually.
It's
Let's,
a public space.
twinkle fingers, whatever, on everybody. Like, let's figure
Because
out who
you're not
can be
helping
here
the
so we can move
process.
forward.
So you guys should just leave. Whoever doesn't need to be here.
It's his minute.
I haven't gotten my 1 minute. Can you reset the clock, please? 50 seconds.
all right.
Yeah, I'm
Restarting
just
the
saying,
clock.
whoever doesn't need to be here should just walk away. Because then people that want to be here.
Respect the process is required.
Holy shit.
They want you to do it. So then they can be like,
Please respect the circle and other people in the circle.
Who's next on stack?
Who's next on stack? Oh, Sergi?
Okay, minute of silence is up, and now it's Steve's turn.
I'm very sensitive to racism. People don't. You don't know who you're talking to. You know. You don't know what the racist issue is you might be bringing up. But I had some pretty nasty stuff said to me. And you may say, hey, he's a white guy. I'm not a white guy. I'm a Jewish guy.
Right.
My grandfather lost 12 siblings in the Holocaust. You know, if I remember correctly, there are signs in this building that said no blacks, no Jews. So there is an issue here, and for people to quote
10 seconds.
for people to quote what Adolf Hitler used as legitimacy to put people in concentration camps
Yes.
is very offensive to me.
Yes.
So be mindful of racism in all forms.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
It's Candace again.
Alright, she's skipping.
Skip, Leslie. Starting
I
now.
just want to point out to everybody that Eric is in the process of taking pictures of people's personal notes. He just live streamed the notes I'm taking here.
Oh my god.
No, I want to do it again.
I feel like that's a
want
breach of
to do it
privacy.
again.
Breach of privacy.
That said, I want to suggest that first of all, the elections were not valid because we had agreed to consent at a future meeting on the date of the elections, on the announcement of the elections, on a quorum for the elections. That didn't occur. That was the meeting. Okay? Read the notes, it says that. All of that said, I would like to suggest an agenda for today.
Yes.
I would like, first of all, to discuss the issue of violence. I think that's the most pressing one. These are the notes I'm taking, by the way, if you just wanted to know. Number two,
Point of process.
Yeah,
I would
pausing the
like to
pause.
discuss the validity of the previous meeting and the meeting before that. And I would like to suggest that perhaps we look at what was consents to in both meetings and see what we can all agree on from that list.
Yes.
I think we also have to look at the possibility of reverting to a 16-member password holder structure. Okay? And finally, I would like can look at how these passwords that are in my back pocket right here get passed out, if we can do that today.
Yes.
Whether we go back to the small group or there are a number of options on the table discussion from 2 weeks ago. I would like to suggest that as an agenda.
Mm-hmm. Stopping
Next.
clock, resetting out. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, let's see. How would I put this? Several months ago, we had a meeting over there at Grand Park. We made some decisions for the group, and then we took them back to the sandbox, and then they were nullified by the sandbox, who said that meetings are not places where we can make process changes for sandbox. So my concern is that, well, basically this is all a process because we're not making this decision in the sandbox, as was said before. I just think that the most appropriate thing would be to
Dover.
to pull in the sandbox for these roles.
Stack is closed.
Can I just do
Wait a minute.
information?
Point of information.
Point of
Let's just keep stacking now.
Okay. Patty.
Okay, so I keep hearing this is not processed, that's not processed, but I'm not hearing anybody say exactly what process is. And actually, I think that nobody here agrees on what process is, so I think maybe we need to get back to the point of what process is, because there have been many processes. So maybe we need to figure out what the hell the process is, because I think a lot of us here are not sure what process is. Also, I just want to point out that in the past, when there have been security breaches, individual members of individual admins have taken passwords and held them, which I believe is process, and I believe that what Alyssa did was process. And there is precedent for it in the past. Admins have held passwords, and I am aware that Eric Carrera and Beth both held passwords in the past. And absolutely, yeah, that's true.
That's your minute?
That's it.
Okay.
Next.
Can I say
Next.
point of information?
No,
Megan,
stack closed.
do you still want to do this?
Okay, well that's not true. Like, why are people allowed
Mic
to
check.
lie and then stacks are closed
Mic
because
check.
there is a process?
Mic check, please. Megan, do you want to say that?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm going to take 1 minute to say why this meeting makes me uncomfortable real fast. Being threatened by people nonstop for the past week because us three, had followed process that we know of. If there was concerns, we knew that there was security concerns. None of those are hashed out. So when we even try to compromise and say, look, we'll abide by your guys' list from your meeting, but we're also going to abide by process and give the passwords back also to the people that were properly pulled in, and not before this whole thing happened. Nobody could seem to want to agree to that, but the threats got worse and worse and worse. And what triggers it is seeing that news media down over there where I'm threatened that my name will be released to 800 channels of social media, OLA social media, as me and the other two password holders are the ones that stole social media. That bullshit's got to stop, and that made me feel very uncomfortable coming to this meeting today. I don't consent to any of my face being filmed because it's gotten back to my own group. My own credibility has been trashed because somebody else took the passwords and now is saying they're going to channel it that I did. I did not. We are following process to what we know it as being three very unbiased, more so equal people, and saying something's wrong. Do we want them? No, we don't. They don't better my life any better. It's actually halted all my organizational tasks for the past 3 weeks. I personally will leave this meeting wanting no part of these passwords. They are in Leslie's back pocket. I will be leaving the sandbox. I will be leaving manager, even if you guys don't come up with this shit today. Because it is destructive, it's hurtful, it's sick, and it's wrong. Period. And I hope you guys come to some kind of decision. That's my personal decision. I don't want any part of this bullshit anymore. That's all I have to say.
Last person on stack is Beth. 1 minute starting now.
Yeah, real quick, we do have a process. I posted it on the event invite. We have guidelines, we have a process. It was all consented by the General Assembly. It's easy to follow, you know, and just for point of information, I haven't had passwords since March when Alyssa changed them and held them from me. And I used to mainly do our Twitter, not our Facebook. People still have access to our Gmail because that was never reneged. You know, and I'm sorry, I never held passwords. The last time I changed them was before Alyssa changed them on me, and I changed them because right then and there, our Facebook page was getting hacked with Dorner this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that. And if you guys don't remember that, you know, I'm sorry. Maybe you should like go back through the pages and see shit. You know, I mean, it's really like a lot of work to do this shit. And I don't know if you know, like we've been kind of holding it down ourselves, like the three of us, with Revo helping from Egypt. So this is like kind of ridiculous at this point. Our Twitter's been dead for 3 weeks. You know, I've seen a lot of changes go to our Twitter since I haven't had the password. Everybody's been unfollowed from OLA just about, except for a few certain people. It's all amons and bullshit, you know, and the quality of our social media has completely dropped. I posted all of the insights since social media has been in existence on the website, which is not part of social media, which belongs to the entire occupation, which anyone can have a login for, just ask, you know, if your old logins still work. So, yeah, like, I just say go back to consent and the consented password holders who are pulled in properly.
Okay. Benji, and this is the last for the stack. The stack is closed. You're gonna actually keep going.
I'm gonna refrain from making my comment because it's probably contentious, but I want to move into now agenda topics. So, quickly, in regards to Marco, when he came up, Sergi and myself went up to him and spoke to him and told him about the issue. I also spoke to Nas about his comment. I didn't know that he had spoken to Ariana, and I guess they hashed out what he had said. And I asked him to make a comment beforehand about what he had said on the poll. And in regards to Marco, we told him, you know what, there's a bunch of people going to have an issue about your comment. And that had already passed previously, that you were pulled out. And in regards to specifically Beth and Eric, they were a topic at last week's meeting, and there was a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, them being here and to hear what other people's concerns were, whatever. So I want to move into the agenda topics. I kind of like the one suggested by Leslie. First off, violence. Second one, validity of previous meetings, discussing that. 3, revert to 16-member password holders or any amendments to that. And then, I'm sorry. And then finally, who gets the passwords? Anyone have any comments, concerns, questions? Yeah.
I forgot one part of my statement earlier is that we pulled in the sandbox. I asked a question about what to do with the passwords, and it was unanimous. It was a unanimous decision that Alyssa would return the passwords, which she has, to the password managers, and then a solution would be pulled afterwards by the sandbox. That won unanimous consent, and that is what happened.
I think there's some major concerns about the sandbox itself. For clarification,
what are
Well, for clear.
Why does that concern someone?
Well, the clarification is that.
Can we include that under the discussion of how the passwords are distributed?
Yeah, I'm just gonna make that number 5, and then I'm just gonna title it Sandbox.
I asked that it be put under how the passwords are distributed. If you want to make the sandbox a general topic, then go for it.
Gives the passwords / how they're distributed.
I think sandbox's general topic is an issue.
Yeah, the sandbox itself is an issue.
Second one or
The second one is the validity of the previous meetings. The first one is violence. Any other? Yes.
The use of OLA as a personal megaphone, personal issues.
I think that's a rabbit hole in itself. We could go on forever on that.
But I think that's the cancer that all this is about. You know, I don't want him to have it because they're going to blast them. I don't want them to have it because they're going to blast them.
In regards to admins,
I think that's the elephant in the room.
Well, I think in regards to admins, posting anything as OLA, I mean, you can say whatever you want as an individual, but posting something as OLA that is an opinion is a violation. So, I mean, so that's something that's been.
It needs to be reiterated.
Point of process.
Something on the agenda though, and Lauren, right? You can correct me if I'm wrong. So we have Leslie. Okay, so we have the one issue which is the validity of the last meetings, and then we have another issue of like how do we use the sandbox, and 2 is polling here or polling in the sandbox?